got whooped in jail and told on and whooped him. I mean, if you validate it like that, that's snitching too.
Yo, face! Show your face, please, with sugar on top!
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, we're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, first and foremost, shout out to Goon City TV for the live. Y'all know when it comes to capturing lives, Goon City TV, amongst a couple other guys, they pretty much got it on smash, man. When it comes to the whole live, if you want, I'll leave a link pinned in the comments below so y'all can check out the whole context of the live and come to your own conclusions. However, I took out 2 clips of the live that basically proved the point I was trying to make when it comes to the recent claims of 1090 Jake snitching or not, as he's been exposed by a blogger by the name of Byron Blake for doing exactly what he claims to be against. And I want to get a few things out because I can't believe some of the ignorance some of y'all on social media are saying when it comes to whether he told or not. I've seen someone say, oh, y'all hate him so bad, it's sad, or y'all going so hard on him because y'all hating. No, no. How about everyone's going so hard on him because we're all surprised? Because we can't believe that someone who speaks so highly of themselves and pride themselves on being so honorable and expose all rats in the music industry, and come to find out he himself had done the same thing that he speaks against, right? The audacity, the blasphemy, to throw stones when you yourself live in a glass house, right? Let me give y'all one more clear example. That's like me going to jail, God forbid, and getting beat up, then coming out and starting a whole career based on exposing people who got beat up in jail, knowing that I got beat up in jail. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense. I would try to stray far, far, far away from that as possible. So, you know, my situation would never come up and nobody could expose me. And what I'm seeing from people now is they so much fans of 1090 Jake that he is doing any and everything, reaching out to everybody to get on any platform to clear his name. And people sitting there agreeing and acting like they understand, all because they're actually live with 1090 Jake, right? So I decided to use someone like THF Bayzoo, who's been through the system himself a few times and knows what's going on behind those walls, because right now most of the people who have an opinion are people who never been to jail or understand what a jailhouse grievance actually is. They just hear grievance and they're going based off that. But if they knew how the grievance process works and what it actually is for, then they will understand why people are saying that 1090 Jake told. He keeps running with this narrative that it was just a grievance, but one thing we know and 2 things for sure: a grievance never, ever, ever is supposed to, you know, include somebody's name, include an inmate's name. If you do along those lines, now it comes to the point where you're pretty much telling. A grievance is supposed to only include, you know, the conditions in which you're in within the jail or a CO or something to that nature, not an inmate. Anything that goes past you mentioning an inmate, you're pretty much telling. So I'm gonna play this clip of Bayzoo so y'all can hear from him and y'all come to your own conclusions, right? Check this out.
A grievance, all still signifies snitching. You write the grievance, you write the officer up that was on the tip when you got your broke or whatever happened to you.
Now, I didn't go into detail in the last video when I mentioned that inmates sometimes write grievances on other inmates as well. But just like Bayzoo said in this clip, you can write grievances on other inmates as well. So for all the people saying he didn't write a statement, he wrote a grievance. Well, duh. Right? It's two different things, but it can be pretty much the same thing. But once again, some people don't know how the process goes in prison, so I can't fault y'all for that. But what I am saying is, don't be manipulated into believing a lie from someone trying to save their reputation and doing anything to do so. In jail, inmates sometimes write grievances on other inmates due to the other inmate bullying them, or maybe they're scared of another inmate, or maybe they're snitching on the other inmate about what's going on in the dorm. Gang affiliation, maybe a Crip is housed in the Blood house, or a Blood is housed in a Crip house. You know, whatever it is, a grievance is a way of an inmate sneaking sometimes and informing police of activity going on illegally in the dorm, but it's disguised as a grievance because normally those are directed towards jailhouse staff. Which is why the minute you mention another inmate's name in a quote-unquote grievance, you're pretty much telling, right? Now, shout out to Byron Blake, the man who officially exposed the grievance, quote unquote, because he got the inmate that actually got into the altercation with 1090 Jake, and here's what he had to say.
And did you write a grievance?
I did my time. I did my 120 days.
Yeah.
I did my 120 days.
And then what? The warden came and got you, said that he wrote a grievance?
Yeah, he did wrote a grievance. I sent that grievance, man. He did wrote a grievance. I sent all that shit, man. I seen that.
Now, if y'all want to be technical, right? If you write a grievance and you include officers in their names, in jail, that's still considered snitching. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not going to go into that, too deep, because that's just jailhouse politics. And usually if someone writes a grievance on the COs, it's because they got done dirty by the CO. Meaning the CO isn't feeding them, or the CO is beating on them, or getting other inmates to beat on them. Different scenarios. But even though that cop may be a D-head to you, he may be helping someone else. So by you writing a grievance on him and it's stepping on other inmates' toes, that makes them liable to do something to you, and in return, they'll say that you're snitching. But like I said before, that's just a whole bunch of jail politics, man. I'm gonna pretty much keep it at that. I could go on forever and say the same thing over and over, but I said pretty much everything in our previous video out on this, where we already touched on everything. So y'all can check that out on our page as well. And that's pretty much it, man. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know how y'all feel about this. Do y'all think that 1090 Jake said too much, or whatever the case may be? Or do you think it was just a grievance and he was just saying whatever? Like I told y'all before, it could have just been a grievance. However, once you mention another inmate's name and an illegal confrontation that you guys had, where you also pointed out that that inmate had an illegal jailhouse weapon, I mean, it was over at that point, man. It should be nothing else. I don't even understand how this is an argument. But, people are selective these days with who they want to put that title on and whatever, so forth. It is what it is. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.